Hello, my lovelies. How is everyone? Oh, I have been very sleep deprived. So this may be pretty all over the place. I'm here just to tell you guys a little story, but last night was 0 sleep. The night before was a little bit of sleep. I can't even remember what the night before that was. It's not me. I'm tired. Yeah. Last night was a night of laying there, me and Poppy just trying a lot of different positions, and then I was like, okay, this is not fucking working. So I'm going to do some creative visualization, and I'm gonna do some power traction work and work on raising my vibration. That was my whole night. Because once I get up, that's like throwing in the white towel that I have completely conceded that I will not sleep. So, hi Poppy. Poppy's here. Hi Poppy. So anyway, yeah, listen. There has been, for about 2 weeks now, there has been a pulse. It started in Canada, it worked into the US, then went into the UK, and after that I kind of lost track of it, but there was the heavy emotional combined with depression and anxiety. That's basically what seems to be pushed right now. And I'm going to talk about these controlled emotional things that they do to us more in my Mandela Effect video, which I'll get out in the next week. Anyway, if you're feeling not like yourself and you don't know why you're feeling the way you are, it's not you, it's them. We're all going through it. You're not the only one. So, as many of you know, my daughter was just in town, and the story I have to tell is kind of about that. I have so much hair, it's ridiculous. And this is half the hair I used to have because I shaved all the underneath bits. Oh, glorious sleep. How I miss thee. So, I don't know, I guess it might have been a week ago now. My daughter's friend, her very best friends, one of her best friends in the whole world actually, Lauren, and I hear from her, I don't know, about every 6 weeks or so, every couple months. She will text me and she'll bring me baked goods or vegan treats or something, or she'll come by for a reading or something, you know. She's lovely. She's been in my daughter's life for 10 years now, so she's been in my life for 10 years. I tend to adopt a lot of my daughter's friends and boyfriends and such, so, you know. Anyway, she had texted me and said, basically, can I come over And it wasn't her usual, I need a reading when you can get to it, when you feel up to it. It was a, can I come over, like, right now kind of thing. And I immediately had a bad feeling. And my first, obviously, my first instinct was, like, to sort of do the ping to my daughter, and I didn't feel anything weird there. I'm like, okay, she feels like she's fine, so I don't need to worry about that. And so Lauren came over, and what had happened the day before is her boyfriend's and her boyfriend, they've been, before they were a couple, they've been a couple off and on for years. They've been best friends for many, many years. He's been in her life. And his best friend, who's a musician, and they've been touring the California, Oregon, Washington, that whole thing. His band has been, and they were in San Diego, and a bunch of them had been on the beach, and a few of them went, can't remember where, and him and a girl had walked out onto the pier, and she had, like, turned around to, like, text or Snapchat or take a fucking selfie or something, and then turned back around, and he was gone. And, they looked for him, and no one could find him, and then, of course, they called 911 and the Coast Guard, and, by the time Lauren came, it was the next afternoon. It was about 24 hours later, and they were still searching, and they had not found him. And so she came to me because she wanted to know what happened and if I could see. And I did. Pretty quickly I saw that he had slipped, and because she was like, he's a strong swimmer. How could he have fallen in the shallow water, such a strong swimmer, so close to shore, and been gone instantly? And I saw him slip, and I saw him hit his head right here in the back of his head, right at the base of his neck, and he was unconscious instantly. And I saw him being pulled into a riptide and being pulled out. Like, it happened within a minute. Like, all of it was so quick. It was so quick. And I only met this guy once. He came to, Lauren used to have a Harry Potter party every year on September 1st, and she had it here at our house one year, and he came to that party, and so that was the one time I met him and hung out with him. He was a great guy. He was one of those full of life, very, life of the party kind of guy. And he had 2 or 3, I forget now, 2 or 3 shark tattoos, and, like, had joked that he was going to be shark food when he died. And, it's like premonition, manifestation. The old me would have said premonition, absolutely. I say manifestation now. And him and Lauren, they're both 27 now, and they had joked about the 27 Club, and he had joked about that a lot, about, about dying this year. Premonition, manifestation. But anyway, back to me. So I told Lauren this, and she, of course, needed to let my daughter know, because she and him were friends, and he had just been in Portland because his band had been up there, and so he had stayed at her house, and, you know, they got to spend time together and hang out, and just like 2 weeks before, she had seen him. But the weird thing was that when this happened, that evening, was it that evening or that morning? Yeah, it was that evening. That afternoon, evening, my daughter and his other best friend, who lives in Portland, had gone out drinking. Just like, you know, after work drinks. And she started having this pain in the back of her head and her neck. And she thought she did something, and like was even texting him the next morning like, are you sure I didn't like hit myself or something, or what have you. So when I told them that was where I thought that he had injured himself, and which, you know, listen, don't know what happened because his body has not been found, but it sat true with apparently everyone who was close to him, including his mom. And it gave everyone a lot of closure and a lot of comfort, which, you know what? That's the whole fucking point of that shit, you know? It's the whole reason that stuff comes through. Because I don't think that, like, I don't think it's me. I think it's just comes through me to be able to give to someone else so that they can have closure. And my daughter has it too. And she had it really strong when she was young, and then, you know, when she became a teenager, it got all fucked up. But as she has gotten into her 20s, and the more she grounds herself and really raises her vibration, and the more the stronger her gifts are. So hearing that she had that neck thing it was impressive. I was impressed with her on that one. That was a good one. Not that it's good, you know, I don't mean it that way. Don't take it the wrong way. I don't mean that what happened to Taylor is in any way good, you know. But it is what it is. It's what happened, you know. And like I said, I don't claim to be right. I just am telling the story, how it went. So, yeah. That's my story. You okay there, Coop? I think that, you know, people get, his parents were very, they were very tied to the need to find a body. And his mom was having a very hard time letting go of the idea that her son was still alive and was going to be found because they had not found a body. Which, listen, I understand. I'm a mom. I get that. I get that need. But this is where we need to transcend this physical that we're always tied to and be in touch with our inner gnosis, our inner knowing. When Lauren came to me that day, it wasn't for me to tell her something she didn't know. It was for me to confirm what she already knew. She didn't know the detail of him hitting his head and all that, but she knew that he was dead and that they were not going to find him. She knew that. She just needed me to confirm it. Most of the time when people come to me for, you know, whatever the fill in the blank information is, they already know. They're just wanting me to confirm or tell them that it's okay. Give them permission to do that. Give them permission to jump off the fucking cliff. It's okay to jump. 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 You don't need someone else to tell you. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my little story. Sleep deprived me. I am going to finish this Santos Sparachi God Electricity. All is atum. I love you guys. I love you so. I love the fucking shit out of you. I love you so much.